Okay, well, thanks for coming last second to this little walkthrough. So if you're on here, it's because you have put your name down for a home exercise program. So well done for being the keen beans who are doing that. And I hope you really enjoy it. It's a complementary program that goes along with Standing Strong, that goes along with the classes. The
Just
idea, from my mind anyway, is,
make it bigger.
oh, can we make it bigger? Is that better? Hang on. Wait,
So, so starting chat.
No,
wait a second.
Right.
Hello, Bronwyn.
Hello, who's talking to me? Oh, okay.
We can all hear you.
Oh, you can hear me.
Yes,
Do
we
you
can
want me to
all
turn
hear
something
The
you.
off?
wonders of Zoom. Well, welcome, Bron. Yeah, so this is an interactive thing, so do feel free to ask questions, but I'll just get through the first bit, and then if you want to ask all the questions at the end, because you'll find that I might answer them before you ask them otherwise. I'll be able to, can everyone see me big?
Yep.
Because what I'm going to do is share my screen in a minute and you'll be able to see the walkthrough. So yeah, it's a complementary program that goes along with Standing Strong, which means that we've selected the exercises at each level. So Huon, Banksia, Angoffer, and Wallamai that we think are the more important ones to do either multiple times a week, so that if you do them across the week, you'll get better gains in your function. So sometimes people are exercising every day doing their own thing, and that's totally great. We want people to be able to exercise most days because that's when you get the most benefits. But this is for people who are like have called kind of Standing Strong their exercise home, so to speak, and we're trying to give you the ability to do, if you just do this, you'll get a good result. So that's the aim of it. The idea is that if it kicks off well and you guys like it, we'll just keep going with it. Okay, so it doesn't need to, the good thing, there's a lot of features in PhysiApp. So PhysiApp isn't an app that's owned by Belong. We pay a subscription and it's used around the world by different therapists. I've used it for many years because it's a very simple system, and it's a way we can put exercise photos and videos on and help people to get instruction, because as you can understand, anything in your own field, you see it all the time. I often don't realize that it might not be stuff that you've seen. So just to go through it again is helpful. And with technique type things, technique with exercise is really important, because with right technique comes improved joint control, and with improved joint control is decreased pain and all the rest of it. So that's what we want to get out of this. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so what you should see, hopefully, is that I'm sharing my screen, and you should see the, can you see my cursor kind of flicking around?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And you'll see the PhysiApp. Now, PhysiApp you can use on the computer or you can use on your phone or tablet. So it's either or both, either and or. If you want to use it on the computer, you have to enter that little code here, right? au.physiapp.com. au.physiapp.com. Now, all the rest of it, the HTTPS and the login, that'll just automatically come up when you press that in. If you do that, it'll come up with this screen.
Are you what?
Can you see that? Hang on. Can you see that at the top there, Bron?
Yes.
au.physiapp.com.
Oh, PhysiApp. Okay.
Easy.
So PhysiApp.com. So if you want to access it via your PC or laptop, like your computer, the desktop computer, you can do it on this, and then you'll enter that. It'll take us into the desktop site, and that way you enter your program code or your year of birth. I can't as easily show you the other one. You can try, I suppose. Well, it's just going to look the same. So yeah, you can do the other way to do it is to go onto the App Store if you have an iPhone. So if you've got an Apple phone, you go onto the App Store. There's a little icon. And I sent you out the little link on the email, and then you can download the free app, and it'll come to the same screen. It's just that you'll do it via an app rather than a desktop. Does that make sense?
Yep.
If you have an Android phone, it will be on Google Play Store, and you just search for PhysiApp, and you download it. It'll be a free download, and it has that kind of logo, that kind of green cross with the arrow. Now, just to avoid confusion, it is PhysiApp, not PhysiTrack. So it's PhysiApp, not PhysiTrack. PhysiTrack is what I use as a therapist at the back end. Physi is what you use as a participant, as a member for the front end of the site. Okay, so they're the same company. It's just if you try to go into PhysiTrack, you won't get there, but you will into PhysiApp. Does that make sense? If it doesn't work, okay, and once you've tried it, getting in, just send me an email and we'll sort you out, okay? All right, so I've just set up my dummy account. So my code, which this will be emailed to you, or if you're here, it should already be emailed to you. So does everyone have their code?
Yeah.
Yep. If you don't, stay online afterwards and we'll sort you out, okay? And then this one is your year of birth. So I'm actually a young one. I'm only 1982, would you believe? So don't put your date of birth in there. Put your year of birth. Okay?
What do we put in there? Just your 1982.
No, you put in your own one.
Oh, okay. You said don't put this in. Oh.
No, don't put in your date of birth. Put in your year of birth.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
I was just commenting that I'm an 80s baby. All right. So when you press OK, and so that's your personal code, because your codes aren't, no one else will see what you're doing in there except for me. And I don't see you doing the exercise. I just see you logging them, okay? So it's not like this Big Brother thing. It's just to help you to support you. And then you just got to agree to the terms of service. Now, the first time you go in there, it'll ask you to fill in an outcome measure, and that's just so that we can help you to and measure how we're doing, okay? So I would start this, and this is how we measure your confidence in using the app. So some of you have been using this before and you're fine with it, and others, this will be the very first time. So it just helps me to know how many people are doing that. And so it's just one question. How confident are you in using PhysiApp to help you exercise on your own? And for me, I put that because I've been using it a long time. If you've used it a couple of times but you don't really know this one, and if you're like, what the heck is PhysiApp, put that one, okay? And that's it. Okay, and then once you get through, it should take you through to the to see our lovely Simon's program. Now, you might not see the same exercise as me. But you will see the one that's the same as your program. So I'm looking at the Wallamai version, but if you're in an Angophora class, you'll see the Angophora version, which is a different set of exercises and program. If you're in the Q1, you're in that one. If you're in the Banksia, you're in that one. Okay, so they're all aligned with that. They're divided up into multiple things, right? So the first one is kind of like the theme of the term. The theme of the term. So in one of the levels, it's looking at, so in the Huon level, the lowest level, looking at the calf raise. So when we look at the calf raise in class, we're telling you to keep your big toes down, and most people rock out. So that's a technique issue that you need to get and embed in your system. And so it has that as a standalone video, so that whenever you're doing that, that's top of mind. In the Banksia class, it will be the hip hinge, in which case you are learning to bend from your hips and not from your trunk. And that is an important part of the squat. It will help you to decrease your knee pain, and that's just a technique issue. In the Angophora class, it will be the pelvic list, which is one way of controlling your hip stability when you're standing on one leg. And then in Wallamai, because those three skills have already been learnt, we do it a different way, where we're actually doing a movement flow, which you can get into, which I'll show you in a minute. Now, this set of exercises here, you'll see it comes to today. Can you see that? So you only ever need to do today's exercises. If you have a look up the top, you could scroll forward and you could see what's happening on different days. All right. But make sure that today is there. And when you go into the app or when you go into the desktop, it should just be there already. Yeah. Now, this is the Wallamai program. So we're working on lots of wrist stability to start with. And so you'll see there's 9 different exercises to work on your wrist mobility. And a lot of them, because it's just a quick program, we're not doing many reps of them. We're only doing 5 reps. So it'll take you only a minute or 2 to get through this. But you'll be able to have the videos there. So just say we went to this one. You can click on the video, and it'll take you to this is Simon if you're not in his class. So Simon's my allied health assistant who works with me and takes the Banksia and Gophra and Huon classes. And you can scroll down and see the description. You can also see that you're doing 5 reps only of 1 set. Okay, so a rep is how many repetitions. Rep is short for repetition, and set is how many times you do that many reps. Okay, and when you first go on it, you go, okay, what's this about? So you play the video, and you'll see that, and you can repeat it. He's just doing a short, like so. Okay.
Yep.
And then, so once I've done that, say I've done the exercise, I go complete. And I go, how did I go? Right? And so, yes, I did 5 reps and I did 1 set. You can write anything that you could say, oh, my wrist hurt slightly on my left, for instance, and you could put like 1 faint pain, if that was you.
Yeah.
Now you just go on to the next exercise, and we'll keep going through until it gets to the next one, and you can keep going through. Again, you can do this, complete here. You can get to the point where you're like, I really don't like exercise, and you can put severe pain, and you can you can go along like that. Now, if you want to get out of it, you can just click out of it, actually. No, I think because I'm on Zoom, it's not going to let me do it the same way. Yeah, so close here, and it'll come back to here. Now, so if you close that, and basically iPhones and Androids are slightly different versions, so you will figure it out if you just press around on the screen. But if you get stuck, just let me know, because I have used both systems. Now, see how on here it's got a tick here and a tick here, but no ticks anywhere. And it says I've done 22%, which means that I've done about 1/5 of the exercises for that set today.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then so then I can come back and I can click on the next one and the next one and the next one. All right. Now, my one's a bit different because I only put these on there. You'll be able to scroll down, and some days you'll have the next set which will say balance, and the next set which will say strength. And then other days it'll just have balance, and other days it'll just have strength. Now, just follow the day, because what I've done is I've put joint mobility every day, because that can be done every day. I've put balance 5 days. So because you can do that 5 days, and that's the recommendation. And strength I've only done 2 days because that's the recommendation. So just do it as the recommendations to start with, and see how you go, and start logging them. If you start logging them by pressing complete, then I actually see what you see on your screen in terms of, I can see when you've written in certain things to me. So if I was looking at this as a therapist, I'd be like, oh, someone had 7 out of 10 pain and they were saying they don't like exercise. So as a therapist, I can go, oh, maybe it's not the right exercise for them, or maybe they're overdoing it, or maybe they need to look at their technique. So I can just touch base with you and say, maybe just come inside that, okay? And then you can see how you go. All right. So that's there.
Adam,
Yep.
it's Jacqueline here. Can I just say, of course, that's some of the content that you actually sent in the email, where you explained the layout of the program there. So it's another place for us to go to check up, you know, that's the thing for 2 days and that's what will pop up.
Yep.
So it's another place to guide us what's going on.
Yep.
Correct?
Yeah, you're correct. So check that email and that'll all be there too. Yep. Don't stress if it comes off on an odd day, because sometimes PhysiApp, just when I've actually pressed it, especially if new people are coming on all the time, it's hard to get the days precisely right. And so it doesn't really matter for the purpose of this program which day you do it, because it's all spread out over the week. Just make it work for you. Yeah, okay. So you might find that I've said Monday is strength day, but it comes up on yours on Tuesday, and that could just be an odd glitch because of when I put it in. So hopefully as we get on with this even next term, that'll sort itself out. But it doesn't actually matter at all for exercise. Okay.
Yep.
Can you send me that email again later? Because I don't see, I think I deleted it.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so that's the first part of it. Now, the next part of, I'll share my screen again. Now, see that bit here? Tell me when you can see it.
Yep, see it.
Okay, so see that bit there that says messages?
Yeah.
Now,
Yep.
now you might not see messages straight away until you've actually sent me a message or logged a message. So that won't come up unless you've done that. But if you log your exercise and write in that little box, that will then come up for you. Okay, so try that first. And then can you see how I can see these are the messages that I've got? So my wrist hurts slightly on my left. They did this. And so for me, as a therapist, I'm going, oh, they did the wrist circles. They only had 1 out of 10 pain and on their left. So that was probably acceptable. We'll just keep going with that. But then this one, they did the TikToks and they had 7 out of 10. So I'm going to go, well, there's something about this exercise that's different to this that you didn't like. And so that helps me to help you. And then you can always just write in here anything you want and it will come up. Now, if you've set, when you go into, especially if you're on the, only if you're on the phone, if you're using the phone, it'll ask you if you want to allow notifications, and press yes on that, because anytime I send you a text, it will notify you with just like a text message. All right, and it'll be able to say that. You won't get it from anyone else. It'll only come from me. No one else is on this because it's a private code. But that's a good way to sort of communicate. Now, I won't be responsive to the hour or to the day always, just because there's a number of people that use this, but I'll definitely get to it at least twice a week. Okay. But if there's something really urgent, say if you were to log a high pain score, it will actually, the system on my end, I can't really show you what it does, but it goes bananas, and it tells me that one of my patients are in trouble and for me to do something about it. Okay. So if you had issues like that, feel free to log it. And if you do have issues that you just need me for it, just contact me on my usual email or work phone, and we'll deal with it then. But this is all, it all doesn't really matter how you get to me, but because we look at all of them. Okay. So if you go, okay, where's my program going? You go back to this bit that says program, and it comes back here. And then back I go again. And so I can look here and go, oh, I'm up to this one. And I'll go here. And I'll go here. And I'll carry on. Okay. And then I'll go into complete. And I don't have to write here. Okay. If everything went fine, you just log your pain as no pain, and it saves it and you keep going. So what I'm going to do is, just so you can see, I'm just going to go through as if I did the whole lot. Look how quickly I'm at exercise. I've done all these. Okay, so there you go. So you see how it says 100% completed, and you get a nice green bar, and it's very satisfying. And you'll feel good, right? And then you'll know that today there's nothing else to do. All right. Now, within the one set, okay, whether it's balance or strength or mobility, they're designed to do all in the one session.
Uh-huh.
All All right, so they're designed to do it straight because they're not really it shouldn't take that long. The strength will take a little bit longer, but it shouldn't take that long because we've started you off reasonably slow so that you can get a bit of momentum in, and go from there. Now, if I was to go into results down here, I can see that on Monday that my completion rate was 100% and my pain level overall on average was 1. So the shady line, the shady blue box is the completion rate on this side, which means that if I was to look back on my time, I can see that I've done all my exercises. And this dot here refers to this on this side. Now, as you fill this up, you'll see a nice trace, yeah? It'll make a whole lot more sense. And it's quite interesting because you often go, oh, Wednesdays or Thursdays, I do some really quiet on Thursdays. And you might go, why is that? And you might go, oh, that's because I do this, then this, and this. And it'll help you actually program your future exercise better because you'll be more cognizant of your routine when it becomes to movement. Like you'll be cognizant of your routine anyway, but when it becomes to movement and energy, we often are not thinking directly about that per se. And so this can help you get past that rut when you're like, well, why don't I ever seem to be able to do my exercises when I want them to? You can start seeing patterns where you just weren't kind of aware, and it can be really nice there. Okay, so that's there. Now, in terms of preferences, you can come in here and you can go into in the email. It would have emailed you a printable version or a PDF version. So if you're like, I don't want to do it on the app, I just want to do it as a follow-on, as a printed out, you can click here and it will give you some options.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so, and you can also print the tracking sheets if you want, which just means, I'll show you what I mean. And you can do it. Just say I did, and if you like want it small, you can do it that. But if you're, if your vision needs a bit like me, needs a bit of extra large text, you can go here. If you decide you want it in Portuguese, you can do it that way. All right, but you can do that, and then it'll create this version here. It usually just takes a moment or two just to set it up, and you'll see it this way. Okay.
Adam, so this is the home program we do by ourselves. It's different to the Friday 1:30 class, is it?
That is correct. I'll get to that, Liz. That's a good question.
Okay, thank
you.
This
is just so HEP stands for Home Exercise Program. So this is the standalone stuff that's got nothing to do with Zoom at the moment. It's just got everything to do with aligning itself with your weekly class that you come to.
Yeah.
Now, when you come down through here, it'll say all the exercises, and I don't think I pressed tracking sheet, but if I press tracking sheet, what you'll find as you scroll down is there'll be a place where you can tick it off. Like it'll have the exercises listed here, and it'll say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you can tick them off that way. So if you're someone who likes a bit of old school manual entry, go for it. Okay, and then you can just save it or print it, and then off you go.
So do we get an email about this each day, or how's that working?
So that email was sent yesterday. So your one should be on that email already.
Oh, okay. Haven't got it. Oh, sorry, I don't know
just check your junk mail, because sometimes they go straight there, because I did send it to you, but I'll check again.
No, you did, but I accidentally deleted, but I can't find it now.
I'll send it to you again. No worries. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so say again here, it has the little code. Oh, hang on. I'm not sharing MI anymore. Hang on. I'll share the screen again. Sorry, you'll be able to see me. All right. So see up here, it's got the PhysiApp code there, and it's got that little QR code. So for instance, if you were like lost and didn't know how to get back on the app, you can take a photo of that little QR code and they'll link you up with the app as well. So you can go backwards that way. All right. Does that make sense so far?
Yep.
Yes, it's fine.
Okay, so I'm trying to get back, but hang on. I was going to stop the share for a second. All right. So does anyone have any questions in terms of like the iPhone or the Android?
So there'll be something different for each day of the week, or 5 times a week, or how many?
Yep. So if you go back to when you get the email, it'll make more sense, right? But when you go back to the email, it'll talk to you about the 3 pillars of this program. So Standing Strong is made up of mobility, strength, and balance. Okay, so they're the 3 pillars of older people's exercise. Mobility means like joint mobility. So anytime you're kind of getting your joints moving, you know, this kind of stuff, you're not burning a whole lot of energy, but it's just trying to get flexibility back in your joints. You know, it doesn't matter which joint, that's mobility, okay? So you have to have smoothness and lack of stiffness in your joints before you really want to strengthen them. Otherwise, you strengthen them in a very stiff range and you don't get much strength. That's mobility. Now, because it's low intensity, you can do it lots. And that's why we encourage you to do that every day, okay? Now, the balance ones, if you've been to classes, if you've been to my class and Simon's in previous terms, we rabbit on about balance being 2 hours a week for 6 months plus until you really get a good gain. And that's why we put it down for 5 days a week, or most days, okay? Now, the strength recommendations are twice a week minimum to build strength on non-consecutive days. So if you do a really intense, like lift something heavy, right, you don't want to do the same thing the next day because your muscles still should be recovering, okay, which is why I put it on twice. So the program will have those three pillars, and you'll just see it cycle through the week. So there'll be some days you'll be lucky and you'll have strength, balance, and mobility, and that'll be a heavy day, all right? Some days will just be mobility, some will be mobility and balance, etc. And there'll be one day where you get to have a rest. Isn't that nice? Okay. Now just be mindful. I'll just answer a few questions before they're asked, because when we've done this before, these are the questions that people ask. People often worry that they have to email me when they skip a day. Okay, you don't. You're not in trouble if you skip a day, right? You're not in trouble if you have to not do it, okay? It's completely optional, right? Completely optional. So if you're like, I just want to do the balance, do the balance. If you just want to do the strength, do the strength. Just want to do the mobility. If you want to just hit and miss through it, that's fine. If you want to do one of the 9 exercises, that's totally fine. It doesn't really matter because it can't harm you, but it's designed at its best. If you do all of it, you'll get the best result.
And how long does each session last, roughly?
You tell me when you do it, because everyone will be a bit different. The idea is that it's only between 5 and 15 minutes.
Okay.
Some of them will take 15 to 30, but the idea is not to be onerous. The idea is just to try and develop a habit first. Now, this is the other thing. So this is where you start. This will not be where you finish, right? So if you decide to get gung-ho and you want to represent at the Paris Olympics next year and you're like, let's just hit it, then we will give you more, okay? So it's not, don't think of it as static, because we have the benefit of knowing each of you, and Simon knows you and I know you, we can actually adapt them, especially if you record what you're doing, because then we can actually increase it. If you don't record what we're doing, it's really hard for us to progress your exercise because we can't guarantee that you won't be in pain. And that's the one thing about remote exercise. It works really nicely, but it works best if there's logging, so that, for instance, I might have talked to one of you on the phone, but unless I look at your notes again briefly, I might actually mix you up with someone else who had a very similar thing, and I don't want to do that. So if you log it, it just gives us better information to help you. Now, all these exercises are really safe, so it almost doesn't matter. The principle is that you might have like a knee problem that no matter how hard you've tried or how many times you've gone to the physio, that's just it. It doesn't mean you push through that one. You might just go, in the case of that exercise, I'll do something else. And you might just email me and go, I've done this one, this is not, and I can even take it off my end, take that one off. Okay, so see it as a dynamic thing that we want to create a bespoke program for each of you ongoingly. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The other thing too is if you get to say, as your strength increases and you're like, this is too easy, we make it, but just say Jackie's the only one doing that. because she's building muscle at a rate of knots, then I'll put hers up. All right. So it becomes a bit of an individual thing that way. All right. Just be
How
patient
can you
with that process,
possibly
but it won't
keep
be.
track of? You've got so many of us in so many classes. How can you possibly keep track of everyone?
That's why I was about to say I can't. If you log it yourself and you take
Yeah.
responsibility yourself, right? Then that's the main thing, because then I can do it. Yeah. And as long as you're patient that I get to you once or twice a week, it'll work. Right. At the moment, we've got about 180 people in Standing Strong and about 23 of you doing home exercise programs. So it's easy for me to manage.
I see. Thank you.
23 really.
Adam, I can't seem to log in. Why am I not logging in?
Is that you, bro?
Lynn.
Oh, Lynn, I can't. Where are you?
We can see you.
I
Lynn.
can see you.
Sorry, you were off the screen. So are you able to share your screen at all?
I don't know how to do that.
Can you see a share screen on your
Yes,
screen?
in green.
Yep, press share screen for me.
Well, I'm not even, I'll do it.
See what it says. Will it let you? Won't let you. Will it let you or not?
No, it says host disabled participant.
Oh, hang on. There you go, Lynn. You are now the host. Lynn's going to take us through the rest of the class. Good on you,
I
Lynn.
can't do anything. I can't even log on for some reason.
Now share your screen and I'll take you through it. It should let you.
What's that? It's share. Press share.
Yep. There we go. Rock and roll.
Yep.
Okay, so if you go into your bar at the top, press plus. See that plus? Up, next to Zoom.
Next to Zoom.
To Zoom. Up. Go to the right of that where the little plus arrow is. No, left.
In green.
Left. Go left.
Left.
Left. Keep going. See where it says post in the tabs at the top where it says post attendee Zoom?
No, I can't see that.
Go up a bit. Oh, it's
I'm
probably,
right up, I'm right at the top.
Top bar, right top bar, Lynn.
I know what's happened is that the screen share is blocked that off. What you can do is go into the search bar where you type stuff in. Yep.
This thing?
Yep. Click on that. Press AU. AU dot PhysiApp.
PhySIA.
.com. And then press enter. And it takes you to that screen.
Yep.
So you enter your program code, and that was what
is that TRK?
No.
No, is that the one that you sent me?
It was your personal one, so I can look it up.
Okay.
Hang on.
It's a number?
It's a series of it's a series of letters.
Okay.
I'll just look it up on my screen. Hang on. Give me 2 seconds. Just give me about 15 seconds. But this is if you go into your email that I sent you yesterday, you'll have it there. Okay. But
I've been looking.
Huh?
I've been looking, but I haven't been able to see it.
So sometimes it goes straight to people's junk.
Oh, I can see the email, but I just can't see on the email where it is.
Oh, okay. All right. So hang on a second. I can see an old code for you, but not a new one. Maybe
Yeah, it says that the one that I had is out of date or something.
Oh, I think what's happened, Lynn, is that you may not have been on my list of wanting a program, or I may have just skipped yours. So what I'll do is I'll go on after the session. I'll send a new email and you'll get a code. You'll put it in here.
And I think I need that too.
Thank you.
Oh, is that Ian?
Yes.
Yep. No worries. I'll do that as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. So don't stress if that's here. It probably just means I need to update something on my end. So I'll do that. So
thank you.
If you want to stop your screen share.
How do I do that?
It should be like in a green bar.
Yeah.
Or what I can do is I'm just going to brute force you.
Thanks.
I'll push you off the hosting platform. Okay. So yeah, is there anyone else that can't log in because they didn't receive an email? Everyone else was okay. Now, sometimes people have used this, say, at another physio practice, and they go in and they get their old program. All you need to do in that is log out, right, and log back in with a new code. So you've just got to log back in with this personal code, otherwise you'll get someone else's program if you've been to a physio there before. Right. You should see the Belong logo and your program there. Okay. Now, yeah, so this is what we want you to do, is that as you go on, keep logging, keep talking, and use it as a resource so that we can help you to develop, because this is actually for the people who are more serious about their exercise in general. So we want to invest in you because we know that, you reap what you sow in exercise. And so if you put in and really learn the techniques and ask the silly questions, right? There's no silly questions. I've asked them all, okay? If you understand the why, then when you go to any class, you'll understand how your body will interact with that. And these ones are designed so that you have good exercise, like education, a good knowledge of your body, and that's what our ultimate outcome is. I think that's it from me. So this will keep going. So I've set this one to go for the rest of the term, and then it'll come up with another little 1-question survey about how you found it, and you just punch that in, and then it'll close down. But then what we'll do is for those of you who want to continue, we just continue with different things. Okay, so it becomes a cyclical program, so you never have to be without it. But don't stress if you're like, I need a break from this. You can just have it rolling in the background. All right, a lot of people stress about that. Like, Adam, I didn't do my exercise today. I'm like, don't stress. Don't stress, really. It doesn't matter. It's there for you, not you for it. Okay. I think that's all I had on it. Oh yeah, so going to the Zoom question that Liz asked. This is slightly different. So Zoom, with Zoom, we did a lot of them during COVID because we couldn't meet face to face, and so we did a couple. I think we were doing 2 or 3, maybe a week or something. I can't even remember now.
3.
We're doing 3 a week, were we? Wow, good on us. And so that was really great, and it worked really nicely. And we were having like 50 people exercising, so it was a good way just to connect. Now, obviously, when classes came back, the time to be able to pull that off obviously was lessened. But I said to our managers that this was a really nice way of increasing exercise, and so they were really happy for us to continue with that. But just because of mine and Simon's time frames, once a fortnight is how often we can pull it off at the moment, and we wanted to keep it going. But if we've had trouble to date, but from now they'll be recorded, so that you'll have a session that goes up onto YouTube, and you can just view it at your leisure anytime you want. So because there's never a time that everyone's free. There's always a bit.
No, this is not recorded.
Hey?
This is not recorded.
It is recorded.
What's not recorded?
This program, this session today is not recorded.
Oh, it is. It's up the top. It is. Yep. But the one for the Zoom session for the fortnightly ones will be recorded, and so that can be used by you guys in conjunction with this program. And all I would recommend is that on that particular day, right, don't probably do your home exercise program, do your Zoom. Now, if you're feeling full of beans, go for it and want more. But if you've got a strength session targeted on the Friday that comes up on your app, don't do the strength session. Just leave that day. And what you could record in your app is like, I'm doing a strength session Zoom. So you put that recorded, and then you can go back. Because the Zoom allows for a bit of live interaction. It allows for some feedback. It allows you to ask questions at the end if you want. It allows for a bit more cardio. It allows us to develop more skills that we can do in an app. So it gives us a bit more flexibility. For the Zoom this year, we're doing I can't show you, but we've got the foam mat, we've got the ankle weights, we've got the aerobic step as well as the band. So you're being able to develop a whole lot of different skills based on not a whole lot of investment in equipment. So that's the way that it's.
But that's just once a fortnight.
Once a fortnight. So with the Zoom, if you wanted to get the most out of your exercise, do it with me live if you're free, and then the next week, do it by yourself to try and establish those skills. Right. So think of it as a way to get more savvy with exercise, because the more you know, it's like exercise is like any other field in life. If you can get it to the automatic stage where you know how your body works, that's what you got to get to. Where you're not thinking about the technique because you become the technique. That sounds very philosophical, doesn't it? But that's the idea. Okay. So and then if you can't make it on a Friday, well, apologies from me. I just can't do it any other time. Just do it live, and you'll see. And what I'll do now is I'll show you where that comes. So I'll email you guys out. If you're on the Zoom list, then I'll email you out. So see that? That's our website. belongbm.org.au standing strong. Can you see that? So write that down, because if you ever want to know what's coming up, it'll be on there in terms of registration dates and the rest of it. Now, if you scroll down, you'll see this live sessions recordings here, and you'll see the YouTube channel here. Okay. And then you just click on the respective one and it'll take you there. So let me just see if I can, let me just see if it's working first of all. Should be working.
I've got to go, Adam.
Feel free to go. If you have any other questions, we'll be wrapping up in a second. Just go for it.
Okay, thanks very much. It was good.
My pleasure.
Bye.
I'll just do this one last share and then we'll finish here. So if I click the button there, you'll see it comes up with a few things. Now, this is not there was the live sessions and there was the other one. This is the other one. And I'll put this recording in here. Okay, and then you can click on it and see it. But you can see we did a bone health webinar back in COVID. If you want to learn about osteoporosis, you can jump on there and you click on it and off you go. Okay.
That's in YouTube.
That's the YouTube. I just don't know if you go here. Yeah, here we go. So this is if you press the live sessions, right? And so you can see there's all these videos here. If you want to go through them, go nuts, right? And you can see a lot of them, what we used during COVID. So there's about 20 something, but we're going to do one a fortnight. So there'll be about 20 going every year. So when you're exercising in 5 years' time, there'll be hundreds here.
Terrific.
Sounds good, doesn't it? Okay. And then you just click on it and off you go. Okay, and that's like, you can just go on any time you want. All right. So the idea is that if you have a webinar, go onto that right link and say, because I plan to do webinars with you if anyone's interested, if there's topics of interest. And again, completely no obligation, right? Because like some people need to know about bone health, some people need to know about muscle weakness, some people need to know about diabetes and like the exercise response. So, and if you can't make it, they'll just go there. And yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Is there any other questions? Does that all make sense? So Lynn and Ian, I'll send you these things really shortly. So expect an email in the next 1 or 10 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then just
do we start this tomorrow? Like, is it from tomorrow or from?
Well, it started today, except your one will be there, and I'll just resend you the code. So it should have already started. Yeah, but again, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
Okay.
Well done, folks. Thanks for
for
attending, and yeah, keep up the good work.
Okay.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Adam.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.